Love always kills evil in this valley of the dark. So walk with us through it. Come on, now let's start. Every time you show love, your spirit will soar. The angels rejoice as they cry out for more. More of your giving, more kindness and love. Doing more for others as hearts rise above the hate and the fear the world wants to bring is useless against you as your spirit it sings. Because this army is strong, even though they act soft. Every sword used against them, its aim will be off. Every blow, every strike will always falter. This army bows only to the Father's great altar. Bring in the crusaders, bring in those who give. Bring in the peacemakers and those who protect kids. There is no match for this army of good. Send heathens and thieves right back to the hood. Strike out with violence if you feel that you must, but your swing will fall short, bullets crumble to dust. You may win the battle, but you won't win the war, because this army right here brings so much more to the table. We gather with sword and shield, we fight hatred with kindness, and the world is healed. We strike cold into the hearts of those who prefer hate, because our hearts are true and our spirits won't break. Bring in the crusaders, bring in those who give. Bring in the peacemakers and those who protect kids. Bring in the great ones who are wise and true. Bring in the intelligent who can always see through. Ooh, ooh, oh. In this war for truth, the end is foretold. It's a victory of hearts who come into the fold. Welcome all friends whose hearts are true, spirits are pure. We need all of you.
Welcome everybody to an unplanned Saturday Night Live. I hope you can hear me okay. Again, I got a new microphone. A lot happened today. I apologize, you guys. We were literally, I got home from Beach Creek an hour ago, and we had planned this live, the earlier live. Thank you guys for switching over from our previous scheduled live to this one. I apologize for the confusion. I had canceled it in StreamYard, the meeting. Basically, we were going to have a live with Trevor Lee, and we're going to dive a little, quite a bit into the DCS investigation, the DCS research we're doing. We are still doing that. I'm not sure if it'll be with good. I'm glad the sound is good. I'm not sure if it'll be with Trevor. I think Trevor had a hard time on YouTube, you guys. Like, he had gone through a lot of crap. He went through a lot of crap on YouTube, and I think he struggles with just doing a live. I've offered, because he agrees to do it. We were going to do it, and then as it gets closer, he's like, I don't really feel well, or I've got some other stuff going on, which I kind of I understand completely. When you go through stuff like that, it's hard to even put yourself out there. I know a lot of you guys who have been put through the ringer on YouTube. It's hard to even imagine your face on any live, even if it's a channel you trust. And so I get it. And I think I offered to do a recorded interview with him to make it not so a whole bunch of people watching and asking questions. And I'm going to keep working on Trevor. He's such a great guy. For those of you who don't know Trevor, man, he really dove into helping local families, children with especially missing persons families, but he's just done so much in the community and here in Kingsport to help families who are going through things like their child going missing. He is a force to be reckoned with in the community. He's done so much good. He works so hard. Yes, he stands for justice. Trevor's such an amazing guy, and what happened to him, just the drama, the usual stuff that happens, it ruined so much, you guys, because his channel was awesome. He would get online every Sunday and just pray. He would say a prayer for everyone, and that was it. His live was Sunday morning, do a prayer. And it was like this really special moment for the people who believe to join Trevor and join him in this Sunday prayer. And it just was such a reflection of his personality. And sounds so weird coming from me. Yes, I'm a YouTuber, but I got to tell you guys, I hate YouTubers. I hate YouTubers. Like, I talk to people in the local community and they're like, I hate YouTubers. You all suck. And I'm like, yes. I agree. It's shit like that. Like, such wonderful people want to have a channel and want to do amazing things and share it with you all. And then you've got this hate and this drama, and people just destroy the goodness on this platform. And Jen and I have our own approach dealing with it. We block a whole lot of hate. We block a lot of people. We've hardened ourselves to the things people say. We went through, if you guys have followed the recent drama with Ernie, he went through maybe 2 full lives of just laying in on Jen and I. And everyone was coming to me going, oh, I'm so sorry he did that to you. Can't believe he said all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about because I don't watch it. I didn't watch any of it. And the things that I did see that people sent me were just old things that pretty much everyone has said 1,000,000 trillion times over about us that aren't true. So it's like, who cares? But you need thick skin to be on YouTube. Like, you need the thickest skin. You need metal armor. You need steel armor to be on YouTube, and it's not for everyone. And I get people who are just like, I can't do it. I don't want to be on YouTube, even though they're wonderful people and they do so much good for the community, and what they share with the world through YouTube, they would do such amazing things, and it would be amazing to watch and amazing to see the goodness out there that we could see on YouTube. If it wasn't for all the hate, this would be such an amazing place. It really would. But I didn't want to, yeah, I know. Look, dude, I'm not going to get into that drama, but I got to tell you again, he, in a live a long time ago, he said, hey, I want to meet you. Let's get together in Kingsport. I'm like, absolutely. He's like, email me. So I email him. He never responds. He doesn't want to meet, I don't think. Like, I told him I have a bunch of questions. I would love to talk. I love talking to people. We met, in Layla's case, we met at Waffle House. We arranged a meeting with a local, well-known, scary drug dealer. Everyone's like, don't meet this guy. He's dangerous. He's well-known as a local drug dealer. Why are you doing this? You're crazy. And I'm like, I have questions. And people are willing to answer questions usually. If you're not a threat, I'm not law enforcement. I'm not going to arrest the guy, right? So he agreed to meet with us at Waffle House, and we showed up. It was like a Sunday morning, and we asked a bunch of questions and learned a lot. And there were it was a weird circumstance. It seemed to be that there was surveillance going on with law enforcement. They're after that guy. And it seemed like there were some undercover cops in the corner, which we did confirm. So we're not afraid to meet with people. I don't care how scary they seem to be. Scary people are willing to talk to. Scary people have personalities. They have things that they're afraid of, things that they are concerned about, things they love. And if you're not a threat, if you're just asking simple questions, there's nothing to be afraid of. They're going to be willing to talk to you, especially if you're willing to entertain their innocence when you're asking questions. And so that's what confused me about, like, maybe Ernie doesn't want to talk to me. I don't know. My questions go back to, if you guys have not seen our video on Ernie, I recommend watching it, because apparently all of the people that are taking anything seriously lately that he's saying have not seen that stuff. Have not seen it's there's literally, okay, if you watched our Sierra 55 scam videos during Helene, there was a scam artist. His name was wow, I forgot his name. Hold on a second. He had fake dogs. Jason. It's been a while, guys. It's been like a year and a half. Hey, Allie. I'm so glad you're in. Thanks for joining, you guys. Yeah, the Sierra 55 video was a scam artist who was scamming. You guys, he took Mrs. Cloyd's husband's clothing articles to search for her husband. Number one, her husband was passed away. It was supposed to be a search for a cadaver, and he's asking for a scent article, which was sign number one that he was a fake. This guy was a fake, and he was acting like he had a canine search team. Does this ring a bell? Does this sound familiar to someone else you hear? He wore the uniform. He had the badges that he got off Amazon, and he was acting like he was this official search dude that was working with law enforcement, which he wasn't. And it all came out. It eventually all came out. He had no credentials. His dog had no credentials. The police were not working with him. In fact, the police told us that they were aware of this scam artist and they couldn't do anything about him. And we exposed him. And search our channel for Sierra 55. And the scenario we're talking about here with Ernie reminds me so much. It is stolen valor. And what's different, people are like, why are you attacking a YouTuber? Why do you care about drama? I would not normally even entertain it. I wouldn't even talk about it. But this is going into the realm, and this is in the realm of a scam artist who is exploiting and manipulating people and claiming that he has credentials and a background that he doesn't. It's a character. He's openly admitted when I talk to him that he's playing a character, yet all of these people have no freaking clue. He's got all these tigers, quote unquote tigers, who are just going along with it. They're like believing all this shit that's not true. It's not true. You guys, nothing he says is true. Nothing he says is true. Was he in the military? No. He joined the Tennessee, was it National Guard? I don't think it was National Guard. Tennessee Guard. And he never even went to basic training. Watch the Ernie video that I did. You will see the truth. And then if you can still get your mind to somehow believe anything he says, then it's up to you. It's your decision. Do whatever you want to do. But he's a scam artist, and that's the only reason I talk about it, is because I don't like scam artists. And that's when I turn my eyes to the story and I start looking at it. And yes, yeah, we have interviewed someone who is a witness to him asking this person to do a scam, to pretend she sees something on video that isn't there, to say that there's credentials that aren't there, right? So he's convincing these people, hey Nana, he's convincing these people to help perpetuate the scam. And I believe the other night when there was this supposed anonymous person, that was another one. That was just another one. And that's why I did get upset. I got really angry because it's just furthering this scam. And I've never talked about other YouTubers really. Sometimes occasionally, but we try not to. But this is different when it goes into the realm of scamming the public, scamming families, scamming people who may have missing. I hope he never gets involved in any of the cases, in the other cases in the area of missing children, because that's that's almost identical to what happened with Sierra 55 and Mrs. Cloyd and her husband. And if that happens, you better believe I'll be talking about it every night, and I will be shutting that shit down fast. I promise you. I promise you, I will do exactly to him what I did to Sierra 55. And I will be relentless. I promise you. I will. When it comes to exploiting families and hurting people with lies, yeah, I believe very strongly in that, and I will go after it viciously. I promise you. Okay. So I'm sorry that we couldn't talk to Trevor tonight. We are looking into the weird situation with the pattern we saw in that last research video. It was really weird. And Chris and I are actually looking at going to talk to some of the institutions around here that house teenagers and try to understand what's going on in the community. Hey, Auntie Sherry, try to understand what's going on. Chris doesn't realize I'm live. Hold on a second. This was last minute, you guys. I wasn't planning on going live. Chris and I went out today, actually. We did a summer search today. I should have told we have a few people in here who would have liked to know we were out in Beach Creek today, but I apologize, you guys. It was last minute. We had to get out of the house because, we're having showings now, so I had to get out anyway. And Chris and I went to Beach Creek. We went on the past Van Hill intersection all the way up on the other side. Believe it or not, Chris found a dump pile, a place that there was dumping like trash everywhere. And we did some droning. Moon did some searching. It was an interesting area that Chris found. So yeah, we were up in Beach Creek area today. Sorry, Chris is texting me. Give me 1 second. I'm going to say, I'm live. Do you want to join? This is random. This is a Saturday night live, you guys. This is like, I don't have a plan. So anything you want to talk about, I'm happy to. I'm going to go into what we did today, places we covered. Moon was amazing as usual. She surprised us today. I love that dog so much. I'm live. Want to join? I bet he will. Invite him on. Who? Oh, Chris. Yes, I just did. Chris may join us. We'll talk about today a little bit. I think we need to decompress. It was a tough day. We did so much, you guys. We searched an abandoned house up in that same area where the dumping ground was. So we found an abandoned house, and it was the coolest thing. I'm not used to having a canine. So we searched. Yeah, I agree. Spread love. I almost didn't want to mention it, but I did. Yeah, near the dumping ground, we found this abandoned house. Chris knew about it, and we went in and we searched it like you would, like a lot of YouTubers go into abandoned places. And there was there was a bathroom in there that had like a whole bunch. It was just filled with flies. It wasn't black. It wasn't like house flies, like you'd imagine if something bad was there. It was like these little fruit flies all over the wall. I didn't think much about it. I'm like, well, there's just a bunch of flies in here. Hey, Tiana. And as I'm walking out, Chris goes, hey, why don't you bring Moon in here and let's do a run with Moon through this abandoned place. And I'm like, I can't believe I didn't think of that. Like she's our search canine, and I didn't even think. Yeah, I agree. Oh yeah, this was a good one. This was apparently, I don't know if I could say it on camera. The history of it is a good place like to search. So we brought in Moon, and the wonderful thing about canines is they can cover ground fast. I can run her through her house, and if she doesn't pick up on anything, there's nothing in there. Trust me. And you'll see when we did the dumping ground searching, I did a demonstration for Chris that we got on video. Oh, thank you, Jankies. I don't know if you do. You've had Ernie on your channel. A lot of people have. So I don't know. I don't know if YouTubers have my back. A lot of YouTubers support him. I've seen him on Dolly's. I've seen him being featured all over the place. So I'll be honest with you guys, YouTubers out there, those of you who believe in the truth, if you've got him on your channel, I don't see you supporting us. I don't see you supporting the truth. I see you using the talk and the drama to gain traffic and to gain. And I'm not talking about you, Jenkins. I apologize. You just sent me on this tangent. But I've got to tell you that I don't see that. I think YouTubers will go after, they'll use a scam artist if it brings them traffic. And that's not okay. It's not okay. He shouldn't be on any channel. He shouldn't be spreading any of this bullshit anywhere. But thank you. Oh, Joanne, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. I just added treats for her today, so thank you. She's got these special, like, taste like real meat. They are real, almost real meat, and that's her treat when she finds something. So what happened today is we were searching the dumping ground, and I say, "Hey, Chris, I'll show you a demonstration. I want you to see," because he was asking me what about her behavior changes when there's something real, when there's something she picks up on. And I was explaining, her tail pops up, she gets more, she's not messing around, she's not playing around. Thank you, Auntie Sherry. She's not playing around anymore, she's on a mission. And what I did is I took out one of the scent we got, and I put it in a ditch. I put Moon on the other side of the vehicle. I showed Chris, she was hidden, and I put it on her I put the scent in the ditch where she couldn't see it. And then we continued searching the pile. You guys will see this on the video because I was demonstrating it for Chris, and I love showing people her behavior change when she actually picks up on real decomposition. And she started searching. I gave her the search command. She started going down the road in front of our vehicles, and then, like, the wind was blowing in the perfect direction, and you can see her. You guys will see her on video doing a 180. She was going in one direction. It's like a gust of wind came, and she's like, whoa. And she turned around and she ran for it, and she found the scent. And I told Chris, I'm like, that's why when we talk through an area, when we walk through any area, if she hasn't acted like that, I know there's nothing there. I know there's nothing there. I haven't seen much about Jack and Lily. You guys, I haven't followed Jack and Lily's case. Thank you, TM Nana. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. It's been a long week. We've been trying to do a lot. We've been trying to do these searches. We met with Frank today. Chris, I brought Chris over to meet Frank Hill as well, because I think Chris and him need to meet. I wanted them to talk, and he, not going to share too much. We did do some stuff on Frank's land today, and it will be in a future video. Frank was kind enough. It was his idea, actually. And so, well, we're working through some things before we can air that one. He had offered TBI, though, to search his land. His side, not Paul Hills, but Frank Hills. And Frank was like, come and search it. Go ahead. Run dogs. Do whatever you want to do. And they're like, no, we don't care. We don't care. Do whatever you want. Like, we're not interested. So he called me up and he's like, hey, TBI is not interested. I need someone to come and clear my land. Like, I want to be cleared. I want this just gone. Go ahead and take Moon. And so we did. We went. That's where we were today, too. We had a long day. We did those searches. We did the abandoned property. Then we met with Frank. And I brought Chris there to do some droning, too. Because the wonderful thing about Chris's droning is if Chris does drone first, I don't have to do a grid of 7.5 acres. I mean, I might still, but if Chris is able to drone and identify targets, then we can focus on targets. Yeah. Well, I mean, they may not be interested in Frank's land because they know Frank is not involved in any way, and or they did do the one search and they're satisfied, I guess. But I agree. If I was law enforcement, I'd be like, hey, let's just double check. Let's just do another run, make sure. Oh, good question. Oh, I'll get back to that. I need to cover Jenkins. 20 years. Thank you. Jenkins, if you did speak up for Jen and I, then thank you so much for doing that. Appreciate that very much. And I'm not going to judge you based on having a relationship with someone for 20 years. Although I have questions for you now. I'd love to talk to you about that history if you're willing to talk sometime, because there's things that are not making sense. And if you've known him for 20 years, that means you knew him when he was much younger. And I would love some insights into the psychology. If you're ever willing to talk privately, I would love to. It doesn't have to be publicly or anything. I have a fascination with understanding why scam artists do what they do, the psychology behind it. But anyway, so Randy Hill. Sorry, you guys. Thank you for bringing me back. Several of you asked about what about Randy? What about Randy? Randy, I have not been able to ever get in touch with. Even Frank can't get me in touch with Randy. Hey, Chris is in the house. Oh, Chris, let me send you the chat if you want to come in. I think it would be kind of interesting to talk about today, the stuff we did. Let me do the link here. Copy. I'll put it in chat. Nobody click on it except Chris, okay? Nobody else but Chris. No open panel on this channel. Hey, that rhymes. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. So yeah, I have not been able to get in contact with Randy. I don't know anything about Randy. I don't know if he's a good person, bad person. Although I did talk with some of his friends who said he would never be involved in anything like Summer's case. Jenkins, it's Chris, the drone guy who worked with EquiSearch during Summer's searches. Chris has done a lot of searching for Summer, and we are working together to try to keep going. But yeah, Randy, I don't know anything about him. I do know Frank. The only thing Frank told me was that he was working at a factory at the time. He was not working for a tree service at that time. That's the only thing Frank knows about Randy. And I just no. Whoa. Tell me what saying that is, and I will stop saying it forever. I miss talking to Nana. I need to go see you, Nana. Jen and I need to go visit you. We're going to go visit you soon. We need to chat, I think. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. Last minute. I apologize for being like, an hour late or something. That StreamYard delete thing just doesn't work. I had no idea. Do I want to cover? Hey, Nikki. Who the tree trimmers claimed? Yeah. Well, everybody heard Randy, right? The whole Ziggy interview with that tree trimmer, and he said a Randy, and everyone, of course, the search had just happened on Van Hill, so everyone was like, "Ooh, we know a Randy." The Randy associated with the recent search. Right? This interview that took place years ago mentioned a Randy, and now everyone's connecting with the property that just got searched. There could be a lot of Randys. There could be a lot of other Randys out there working for other tree companies. Randy he wasn't even certified, from what I hear, to do that kind of work, power line tree trimming type work. When he did do any tree trimming, it was like small jobs, if anything, with his dad. But he wasn't even certified to do that level of work. So I just don't think it was that Randy, but I could be wrong. Chris, the link is in the chat if you want to come in. I'll put it again because you might not have seen it. It goes pretty quick. Hey, Lynn, good to see you. Well, thank you, Scape Ape Mysteries. And it's not so much supporting Ernie and supporting us, it's supporting a scammer on your channel is not a good look. It has nothing to do with Jen and I. It has nothing to do with our channel. Like, you can be friends with us. You can be, you know what I mean? Like, we have a lot of YouTube friends, but I'm just telling them, I'm telling YouTubers out there that if you feature a scam artist on your channel, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Watch all the videos out there. There's so many videos showing the things in his past that he said that's not true, you guys. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know what's going on here. And it's like, to have someone who you know is a known liar, who makes up shit about his past and his credentials on your channel, you don't look good when you do that. I'm randomly talking, Will. I'm talking about Ernie 1 second. I've been talking about our searches this weekend in the Summer Wells case. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. If you're Scam Busters, then absolutely feature scam artists on your channel. Absolutely. I don't know, Chris, do you want to, we're talking about, I'd like to talk about today, if you may join off camera. Okay. You can stay in chat. That's fine. Chris is tired. We're pretty exhausted. We did a lot today. It was the droning and ground searching of that dumping area. We almost did 2 abandoned houses, but we ended up not doing the second one because it was I think it was private property near the public. So we did those searches, and then we went to Frank's and we did additional stuff. It was hot today. Poor Moon did like 3 or 4 ground searches, and we were just exhausted at the end. Chris was like, "Do you have anything to drink in your car?" I was out, so we were dying. Fred Hatfield told me if it gets someone's name out, who cares how much money they make? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. Scamming is damaging to cases. It doesn't help. Scams never help a case. Lying and deceiving families of the missing, there's no way anybody can convince me that's good for any case. I don't think that's what Fred was talking about. I doubt Fred would say that, yeah, invite scam artists. I think he was saying the people who are hateful, the people who attack, the channels who attack, go for it. Like, create drama. Fred's like diving into the drama because he's like, I don't care, man. Drama makes people talk about the case. And I guess he's kind of right. I don't think he would ever agree that scam artists are good for a missing persons case, ever. Thank you. Let's take a look what's going on. I've never seen Ernie in the area. There are people who are like, be careful, not toward me, but to each other, saying, hey, we don't know, we're kind of nervous because Ernie's in the area. I'm like, I don't really think so. I don't think so. Although he did try to go see Andy apparently the other night or the other day at apparently he went to go talk to Andy where Andy works. Actually going to Andy's job to talk to Andy. I mean, yeah. It's just weird, man. And he said he had an interview with Andy. I asked Andy. Andy's like, no. He asked me. I've never said yes yet. I don't know if Andy's going to, but he will say, absolutely, I've got this interview. And then you go ask the person who he says he has the interview with, and they're like, what the hell are you talking about? No, I never said yes. Another lie, and then another lie, and then another lie. And then you just like get sick of debunking people. You know what I mean? Like, he's lying. He's not going to. He said he was going to interview a Crazy Bill, Wild Bill. He said he was going to interview Wild Bill. Could you imagine Ernie, Mr. Alpha male, cowboy hat wearing dude walking up to Wild Bill with that attitude. Ellie, you still here? How do you think, in Bad Log Files, how do you think Wild Bill would react if someone like Ernie walks up on him acting like that, wanting an interview? I'm just curious. Just curious. Wild Bill out in the holler, up on Lake Hollow with this dude with an alligator cowboy hat. At least they would. I don't. Just the idea of it, just imagining Wild Bill in that scenario. I was dying laughing when he said that. I was dying laughing when he said that. Wild Bill, yes. Wild Bill, if you approach him the wrong way, if you act like you are Mr. Tough Guy, you will get decked. You will get decked. You don't step up on Wild Bill and act like you're the alpha male. You just don't do that. And I would love to be there. I'd love to be a fly on the wall or a fly on the tree when that encounter happens. That really made me laugh. It's a fake alpha. Kind of acts alpha like. Thank you, Lightning Viper. Appreciate that. I just don't know. I don't know. All this stuff is ridiculous. Wow. I'm sure that now this is probably just because of the few comments I made, we're going to have another 5 hours. Wild Bill and Ernie in a mud pit. I think Wild Bill's one of his exes could probably take on Ernie in a mud pit, to be honest with you. They were some tough women. When I talked to those two, they were both pretty tough. I would like to see that. I think they could take Ernie probably. I think most of the women in the holler could take Ernie. I'm being bad. I'm sorry, you guys. I shouldn't. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. I can't help it. Like I said, I try to avoid. Yeah, I didn't mean to call him crazy. No, I don't. Wild Bill. I just accidentally said crazy. He's not crazy. He's wild. Sorry, Kathy. I did not mean to call him crazy. Wild Bill. Wild, crazy, tomato. So yeah, we almost stopped. We almost went up Lake Hollow. Actually, I wanted to check in on folks up there again, but we just didn't have time. We messed up this morning. Man, you guys, when you go, yeah, he has. When you go to the holler, you go to Beach Creek, it's nuts because there's a certain point where you lose reception. And Chris and I were going to meet at Van Hill Church because we wanted to go on the Van Hill side of Beach Creek. That's where the road was we were going to be going to. So we're like, all right, 10 o'clock, Van Hill Church. Well, I'm there at 10:05 and there's no Chris and there's no signal. There's no internet. There's no nothing, you guys. When you go to Beach Creek, from one end of Beach Creek to the other, you just throw your phone out the window because there's no internet. There's no cell service. There's nothing. And so I'm sitting there for 35, 40 minutes, no Chris. And I have no way to get in touch with him. So I'm like, this is what happened. I gave up after 35 minutes, right? I'm like, I don't know. I need a signal. So I drive all the way to the other end of Beach Creek to the chapel on the corner of Beach Creek and Van Hill. I think that's the corner, right? The white church, right? And I think I got one bar, 3G. And I was able to barely send 2 messages to Chris saying, hey, I don't know what's up with you, man, but I'm at the white church. If you don't show up in like 10 minutes, I'm going to go to where we were going to search. And no signal, no nothing, no response. Then I lost the signal. I had it for like 10 seconds. And then I sent the signal. Oh, does AT&T work better? Can I tell everyone who you are? Let me know. So apparently AT&T works better. But I got a message out, and then I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna go back to the white church, wait to see if he's there. He's not there. And so I went to the road we were searching, the dump pile, the ditch area, and he's not there either. So I'm like, what's going on? And I went all the way to, is it Goshen Hollow? You guys are probably laughing at me who live out there. But it goes out to the other valley, Goshen Valley, I think it's called. And there's a spot in Goshen Valley, and if I'm saying it wrong and you guys are cracking up at me, I apologize. I think it's Goshen Valley. You can get like almost 3 bars on one turn of the road as you head back toward Van Hill Road, where you take a left. There's like, for a split second I had a signal, and I got a message from Chris going, hey, if you get this message, I need help. Like, dude, I have no signal. What happened? Did you go down a holler somewhere? Did you go down a side road and get accosted by like a bunch of people out in the woods? Like, what's going on? Technically, I'm local. I don't have the accent, obviously. I grew up in Maine. I've been here 7-8 years now. So it depends what you define as local. If you're Jody Sue Brown and you have to be born and bred and raised and have 10 generations here, then no, I'm not local. If you only have to live here a decade, then yes, I'm local. So it depends on your definition. If you stand on one foot and hold your, yeah, exactly. And at that moment in time, I had a signal, and Chris was like, I need help. And I panicked. You ain't from around here, are ya? So I didn't know what was going on. Chris was not showing up. He said he needed help. I'm freaking out. Now I started driving fast. Yeah, he will. He will. And there'll be another hour or two of him making fun of Jen, making fun of me, whatever. Don't care. I don't care. Because I only care about the things that are true. And again, go watch the video I did on Ernie. If you guys want to see what I care about, those are the things I care about. The credentials that aren't real, the claims that aren't real. Man, I'm not going to go down that road again. But let me get back to my story. Chris needed help. Don't you guys care about the fact that Chris needed help? I got this email. I get this message. Chris is like, if you get this message, please call me. I need help. And you guys want to talk about Ernie. What's going on? Yeah. I do. I care about the truth. I care about the truth. I don't just say that. It's not lip service, you guys. It's not lip service. It's a core part of who I am. Like, I don't care what people say about me. I just love getting to the truth of something. And it burns me. It really does, in my core, bother me when you get to the truth and you have a book this thick of receipts proving it, and you show the world, here's the truth. And you still have a huge population of people who are like, yeah, I'm going to take that and I'm just going to shove it aside, and I'm still going to believe in it. I'm still going to believe in all the stuff that you just debunked. And that, to me, I have never understood that. Every single conspiracy theory, every single thing that people believe in that's false, and you prove it's false, and they still believe it. And I've never understood that part of human nature. I know it's called cognitive dissonance. I've used that phrase all the time. It's the brain doesn't want to go down there because the brain has to ignore the things that debunk, the things that they've decided to believe, because belief is like a railroad track. When you decide to believe something, your wheels have grabbed the track. And to get the human mind to understand that they're on the wrong track, that it's going over a bridge that's not there, it's impossible. It's almost impossible. unless the person has a very strong mind and is able to critically think, and I'm starting to think it's really rare. I'm just starting to think it's really rare for critical thinkers to exist. Like I don't. Yeah, can you holler now? I don't. I yeah. I've always struggled with um, believers in conspiracy theories or scams, and it's so hard to change people's minds. I don't get it. I don't get it how you can throw proof at them and they just will not. They will not believe. They will not change their belief. Why? There are tigers, quote unquote tigers, who even have recognized. I'm gonna say I've heard from them. I've heard personally. They know they know it's false. They know it's a scam. Yet they're still there. Yet they're still in the chats. Yet they still follow along. And I don't get that. Is there some other reason that the allure of the story, the allure of the character? Do they need to be part of something, a crowd, a cult? Like, does it feel good to be part of something even if you know it's fake and false and harmful? Is it that important to be part of something that you're okay with kind of saying, well, I know it's harmful, I know it's not true, but I'm still going to be involved. I still like it. I still want to be part of this crowd. I still want to be part of this group, even though I know it's false and wrong and bad and hurts people and attacks people. Like, I don't, why not align with truth, only with truth? Is it that important to be part of a crowd? Like, it messes with my mind. I don't get that. Never understood that. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Just repeat it and no one seems to care. Yes. And it's like, it's not, you guys, I entertain crazy theories. I entertain Bigfoot. I entertain UFOs. I do. I'm not against entertaining things that have had cults believing in it, because it's fun to explore things that are strange. It's fun to explore alternative theories. Yeah, me too. Yes. Oh, talk to Jen about liars. She hates, if there's anything in the world, she's told our girls, you can do things wrong. Like, you may do something wrong. You may make a mistake. Don't ever lie. Don't ever lie. That's the one critical, sin that you can possibly do. Do not lie. Do not lie. You do look, dude, you look like Bigfoot. you could pass for Bigfoot. I just gotta tell you guys, this is Frank. Frank is a tall, big dude. And thank you, Frank, for today, by the way, letting us on that area and being gracious, being willing to, coming up with the idea of having Moon. Frank asked us to literally specifically bring Moon to clear the land. And so we started today. I took Moon. I'm going to, if it's okay with you, Frank, I'm going to tell the peeing story and the drone story. So I've got two stories from today's search with Moon that was really funny. Yes, cognitive dissonance, the inability to process information that debunks what you want to believe. Essentially, I did totally messed up don't look up the definition because that's not what it is, but it's close. There's two things that happened today with Moon that I thought I was going to get in trouble, because I thought Moon found something on Frank's property for a moment. And my heart stopped, because I'm like, I know I'm going to just take her. And we only could do the open areas because it's not fall. So it's not open. It's very closed in. Like, if you are from the area, things are grown in like bad and it's thick. So we had we had 2 open areas. I was able to quickly do bring Moon on today to do just a quick run. It took one area took 15 minutes, although it's a steep hill and difficult, but we did it in about 15 minutes. We went up the other way, did 15 minutes. But in the first direction, the first thing that happened was Frank's property, once you drive up in there, is like up, it goes uphill. And I'm like, once Chris started droning, I'm like, hey, there's nothing wrong with Chris. It was a long day, and so he can't come. Oh, wait, you see him. Hey, Chris. Sorry, I didn't see you in the back page.
Hello.
Studio. Hey. Thanks for joining. Are you good to be on panel? You got an echo going on.
I'm good to be here for a few minutes. I'll try to stop the echo. I'm actually in my car. I didn't expect to be live tonight. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I didn't either, dude. This is like last minute, and really, it's kind of cool because we can chat about the stuff we went through today, areas we searched. I think it'd be kind of cool anyway. And so, how many minutes do you think you have? Are you driving somewhere?
No, I'm good for right now. I'm good. I'm the passenger.
Yeah. If you're playing the live on your phone, just make sure it's not playing or muted or whatever. So yeah, I was in the middle of telling a story about the bees. So I'm walking up while Chris is setting up his drone. I know from experience it takes a while because Chris has he plans a map, he programs a map in his system, and the drone does its thing autonomously. I'll tell you in a second. She found something. So we're walking up the hill, and the first thing that happened was I hear this buzzing, and I'm like, and I saw a pile up ahead. I saw this box up ahead, and I'm like, dude, does Frank have bees or something? This is wild. And so I turn around and I'm like, hey, Frank, do you have bees? And he goes, dude, it's your own freaking drone. I'm like, oh yeah. The drone was literally overhead buzzing. So yes, I'm an idiot. I wasn't even thinking. It was the buzzing from the drone. So that was the first thing. The first moment of feeling like an idiot. And I'll get there. I'll get to the pee break. So then I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm a dork. And so basically it's this channel, thick trees on both sides, and sort of a trail goes into the woods up ahead. And so I'm taking Moon. Moon's doing her thing. Moon almost doesn't even need me. Like at this point, you guys will see on the video, Moon zigzags. She goes from one side to the other, It's almost like she knows what to do, and I don't even have to tell her. I don't know how. And I maybe it's because of the training we did. I typically would hide the scent in the trees on one side. Yes, I'm a happy dork. I'd hide the scent in the tree line. So maybe she's learned to go from tree line to tree line. But it's amazing because she'll zigzag. So she covers an area really well. And then she took a hard right, and she found this old pile of dirt. And I'm like, and she's acting really interested in this pile of dirt. And she's crawling around the pile of dirt. And then thank you guys. She's fun to watch. And then she goes behind the pile of dirt, and I swear to God, she lied down. She didn't just sit. She laid down. It looked like she was laying down. Yeah, I need to take lessons from Moon. And I'm like, oh no. My head was spinning because I'm like, Moon just indicated on Frank Hill's property. The shit's going to hit the fan. I don't know how to handle this. I did not expect it. I'm freaking out. And I'm like, is she sitting right now? She's actually sitting right now. My heart's racing. And I'm like, Moon, what'd you find? And I'm going closer to see where her mouth was. And she looks up at me like, what, dude? Like, what, Dad? What's the big deal? And I'm so confused why she's sitting in the moment. Because at this point, she has gotten to the point where when she gets to the scent, and you'll see it in the video with the actual source that we use, and I showed Chris, where she'll automatically sit. Well, I thought she did that, and she's looking at me, and I'm all confused. And then finally she stands up, and I realized she was squatting to go to the bathroom. She wasn't. Yes, she was not indicating she was peeing. And I started cracking up. I'm like, I can't believe my heart started racing because I was not expecting her to sit down, and she was literally sitting. So anyway, that was the peeing moment. And I shouted out to Frank, I'm like, well, she sat, but it wasn't for the reason I thought. So Chris, if you can talk, you met Frank for the first time today. This was your first time in that land, near the land anyway, and kind of checking out the area. Was it the type of land you expected, like thicker or thinner than you had imagined? Any thoughts?
Well, Ryan, anywhere you go out in Beach Creek, I've just kind of got used to it. It's going to be the same land. It's thick, a lot of trees, a lot of foliage. You're not going to be able to see a lot from the air. So I've just kind of got used to that. That's what we're going into when we go out there to search, no matter where it is. It's very rare that we go out and we just search an open field.
Yeah.
So I was definitely prepared for exactly what we saw.
The fall is going to be nice, though. I mean, that's going to be a game changer, don't you think?
Absolutely. Once the leaves fall off the trees, we're going to be.
Oh, he's going through.
Hey.
Are you in Beach Creek at the moment?
Are you in Beach Creek at the moment?
Right. When the leaves fall off the trees, can you hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
When the leaves fall off the trees, we're going to be in good shape. We're gonna fly everywhere. I mean, heck, we may map the whole state in this fall.
Yeah. Well, at least all of Beach Creek, I think. I think it's going to be our focus point.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be good. And I know that you're excited about it, Ryan, and I try to be excited about it, but you have to understand that I've done this for years already.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I've waited for the fall to search Beach Creek for multiple times now. As we were with the PIs, and every time fall would come, we'd go out and we'd do this. Now, what I am excited about is to be able to start over and do it again, to be able to start at ground zero, start at the property where Summer went missing, and be able to just start mapping all of it out again. So for me, that is something that I am excited about.
Yep, I think having clear land to be able to scan, to do that rescanning, I think that's priority number one in my opinion. And cooler weather, yes, cooler weather.
Yeah, I mean, I think I even saw the comment earlier. I mean, someone about had a heat stroke out there today. It wasn't even that warm.
Dude, I was in direct sunlight, walking moon up a hill. Of course, Frank acted like it wasn't a big deal. So yeah, you're probably right. I guess I was kind of a wimp today. It was hot, man.
Yeah, I'll give it to you, man. It was hot, but it was one of the cooler days that we've searched on. I mean, when we searched for Layla, it was 90-something degrees, man.
That was a tough one. Oh man, speaking of, I guess we can't talk about the Layla stuff.
I mean, I can. Excuse me. I'll kind of talk about it a little bit. There is some things in the works with there's some things in the works with Layla's case. I've been able to get in contact with some contacts, and we're trying to work out something big in Layla's case. I can't give all of the information. I'm hoping that it's not fell through, But as of right now, we do have, and you know what? I'll just let the chat speculate.
Okay. I don't
We have
think we
been
should
in
say too much
contact
who it is.
with a group of people to come out and search for Layla. And we just need a couple pieces of the puzzle to fall in place. Once that happens, then we're going to be go. And we should have a weekend of just amazing searches.
Yeah, I agree. Chris is being modest too. He's working on bringing in potentially one of the most well-known search groups. Well-known. We're working with law enforcement, and if it happens in Layla's case, it will be huge. And so it's a matter of, I think, Jennifer and Detective Claire talking, and I hope Detective Claire reaches out to them and makes this happen, because it's free resources, excellent resources for Layla Santinello. And it's a rare opportunity to get people coming in for free who are well known across the country as a search team that gets the job done. And they've done it many times, and they have experts to the extreme who can help with this case. And it doesn't mean law enforcement has failed in any way. It doesn't mean they don't know what they're doing. It just means they have a lot going on. Law enforcement has a lot of stuff going on, and they don't have all of the resources to cover all of these cases. And free resources, you can't, when that falls in your lap, man, you got to jump on it. For the community, for the people that care about these missing persons, I mean, show the community that you care about the case. Reach out, get the free resources, let them do what they want.
Yeah, and the thing is it's all in place, Ryan. Like, I've done all of the work here. Like, we've done everything that we had to do to get this to happen. I've made the phone calls. I've talked to Jennifer. I've talked to the search team. The only thing that has to happen at this point is Detective Claire has to make the phone call. And, according to Jennifer, he has already gave the go-ahead that he is good with this happening.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But he has to make the phone call. He has to call them and let them know that he's good with this happening. And as long as he does, then we're good to go.
Yep. I really pray it happens. I hope that he makes the call. I really do. Danny Loves Truth says, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. You are putting a lot of work into this. And I hope people realize how hard you're working on trying to get more resources for these cases. And I do think...
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, it's what it's all about, Ryan. It's all about trying to help these families. Me and Ryan, we've been in contact with a lot of some different families of missing people in the last couple of weeks, and really what we've done is just kind of sit down with them and ask what we can do to help, and that's what we're trying to do is just help those families.
Yep. I mean, we brought in over the years for and I'm going to say iInvestigates. I really think the two cases are really closely connected. I think that searching for Layla is searching for Holland, because there's part of me that believes that when they find Layla, they will find Holland, if not physical, at least enough evidence that will help Holland's case as well. I feel like they're connected, at least the people that are involved. I really do. I think there will be answers. If there's answers in one, there will be answers in the other. But I feel for Holland's family. Leslie is an amazing woman. Her stepmother, she has been pushing so hard, and she's never given up. Leslie's amazing. Met her in person at the various events. The last one was the Christmas tree event. She's a quiet woman. She's very humble, very sweet, and very upset. Very upset that Holland is still not found. And I feel for her so much. And I hope that if answers come, when answers come, in one case, they'll come for both. And she'll also get answers, I hope. Yeah, there's a lot of missing teens around here. So there's other stuff I could talk about. I don't know if I'm going to tonight, because Michelle, all the stuff that's going on right now, I'll be honest with you, is so much, a lot of drama. Like Michelle After Dark, I love her to pieces. She's covered a lot of Jody Sue's comments about the, McCoys and Hatfields and McCoys. And all that there's to talk about right now is that stuff. And I don't know if I want to tonight. I'm kind of too tired to talk about the drama. But I think there's interesting things. There's some interesting gems peppered throughout these conversations. Jody Sue is an enigma to me. I don't get her. Have you watched any of her stuff, Chris? I assume you haven't. You don't get involved in any of this stuff.
Yeah, I don't. I leave the drama for the ones that are causing it and talking about it. I'd rather just stick to the searching and kind of leave it at that. But while I'm in here, Ryan, I do want to. I'm gonna have to go in just a moment.
It's okay.
But
it's okay.
Thanks for inviting me on the panel. Sorry I couldn't be on a little bit longer tonight. Make sure that everyone tunes in to both of our channels. We're going to have a video coming out soon that's, in my opinion, from the search that we've done today, that's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So, keep a lookout for that. Also, like I said, hopefully you'll hear some news here soon in the Layla case, and we'll have that we'll be able to put that out there soon enough. But thanks, guys. If you haven't, go subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Would really help a lot. And again, Ryan, have a good night.
Yep. Thanks, Chris. Have a good night, and keep those battery terminals tight.
Oh yeah. We've actually already tightened them up, man.
All right, good. Sounds good. Have a good night, Chris. Thank you. So, the help that Chris needed, that he texted me when I got that message, and I was racing to get to the gas station. So I was going to fly by Frank Hill's place, Paul Hill's place, and if you pass on Van Hill Road, you have to pass those locations to get to the gas station, the famous trafficking gas station in Baileyton. So I was on my way there, and I see Chris coming in the opposite direction, and I see him. He's in his car. He's coming in the opposite direction up Van Hill. I'm coming from Beach Creek. And so I turn around, I come up behind him. We stop at the intersection, and I found out the reason he needed help is because his car had broken down. Apparently his battery terminal had come loose, and he was stranded for like almost an hour. So while I was waiting for him, he was stranded somewhere. Oh, that's awesome. Good. I hope you guys get to know each other. You can trust him. Chris is a really good guy, and I think it's going to be I'm glad you guys are going to get together. This community here, you guys, when you're a YouTuber, people automatically assume the worst about you, and I don't blame them. So it takes time. It takes building relationships, talking to people in person, and really getting them to understand the kind of person you really are, your ethics, how you handle things, proving it to them. You have to prove it to them that you handle things a certain way. You can't just say you're going to, and then you end up stabbing in the back like a lot of people do. It takes time, and it takes a long time. And it gets to the point, what's nice, hey, Andy, Thanks for being here. It gets to the point when you gain the trust of someone local who normally doesn't trust a YouTuber, it doesn't matter what someone like Jody Sue Brown or anyone else like that says about you to try to discredit you. They've met you. Those locals have met you in person. They've gotten to know you. They know what you're really about, and they don't give a shit what other people say about you at that point, which I love about this community. I love about people in this area. When they decide they trust you, when they decide you have integrity, there's no one that's going to come along trying to spread rumors about you because they met you and they got to know you. And that is nice. It's really nice. And so it's gaining the trust, just getting to know locals is the best way to get an understanding of what's going on, what's happening in the community. And they know you're not just going to run to YouTube and just blow, just reveal everything they tell you, stab them in the back. And I'm trying to connect Chris and Frank because I think the technology that Chris has that he can offer is huge. And I know Frank really wants to help. I know Frank cares a lot about the truth and about the best result coming out for summer. I'm trying to be careful with what I say so I don't say too much, but yes, locals have been destroyed. A lot of locals have been destroyed. It's been terrible. And so you can't blame them when they're like, when YouTuber is a curse word, it's a bad word to them. I'm thinking of watching one video with you guys, actually, that did catch my interest that I didn't. It was wild watching Michelle After Dark's video called Two Sides of the Wells Neighbor. And the thumbnail was when Jody Sue was nice, which I didn't believe. Apparently, she had a clip of Jody Sue being nice at some point. I always assumed Jody Sue was just like the type of person she was like for her whole life. So I was very curious. A lot of locals too. There's a bunch of locals who joined YouTube, who like started doing YouTube when Summer's Case started from the very beginning. I've heard the stories. Obviously, we weren't here. People keep reminding us. But we've heard the stories. And I've heard directly from a lot of people who were from here who were like driven off of the platform. And they're locals. Like these are people who would have more insight into what happened with Summer than anyone else. And they were driven off the platform. And that's a lot of information and insight that you lose when people are driven off the platform from hate, from attacks, all that stuff that went on. It is really sad. And again, it just makes me feel like as a YouTuber, I keep saying it, I hate YouTube. I hate YouTube. I hate YouTubers. Nana for Life and I used to joke all the time. She's the only person I met who hated YouTubers. Like she hated YouTubers more than anyone I've ever met. And when she started being willing to actually talk to us, that told me that, maybe we're doing the right thing. Was she being sarcastic? I kind of watched some of it. And it was interesting because she was saying good things about the Wells, Dawn and Candace, in some of those clips that she had. But I don't know. Do I have the energy to do this? I think I do. I want to watch this, guys. I love Michelle. I do. I don't know. She's got such an analytical mind. And I appreciate that so much. Any YouTubers out there, people are going to kill me for saying this, but yes, Lisa Kay has something to say, also has an analytical mind. There's so many people that hate her. There's so many people that attack her. Ernie obviously made fun of her. He called it an afro, which is probably one of the most racist things he could even say, even though she's white. Just the word, like, what the hell's wrong with you, dude? And not to mention making fun of a woman's looks as a way to attack them because you don't like what they're saying. Like, grow the fuck up. What is wrong with you? I'm sorry to everyone who doesn't like to hear me swear, but I had to say that. This was interesting. This was interesting to me. Let's watch this together. I think this will be the one thing we watch because again, I love Michelle's analytical mind. I love how she follows the path of evidence and then she'll throw out a lot of the bullshit, or she'll make fun of it. And it's refreshing. It's so rare. I don't know if she lies. I'm not going to say she gets everything right. And when she gets it wrong, I don't know that she's intentionally lying. But she can be sometimes very confident and maybe incorrect occasionally. Confident in being incorrect, which I'm guilty of too sometimes, to be honest with you. But if you've got evidence, you can be pretty confident. There's sometimes where she may say that she knows something is true that I don't know that she's got the evidence, but she's confident. Anyway, I'm talking in circles. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different. I usually am not very confident until I have solid evidence that I can show people. And if I can't show people, I'm not probably going to say I'm super confident. But I'm going to get myself in trouble. Let's talk about Michelle's thoughts on Jody Sue because it's interesting to me. I don't real quick. I have not watched Jody Sue from the beginning, and I told you guys. You do look like Bigfoot. Well, at least you're as tall as Bigfoot. You guys, if you haven't seen Frank, if you don't know him, if you're not local and you don't know Frank, he is tall dude. He's definitely like the height of Bigfoot, I would say. But Jody Sue, I have not watched from the beginning. And like I told, I've said so many times, I don't think she knows anything. I think it's just she was a neighbor and she's using that as an opportunity to gain notoriety. And there's a bit of narcissism. I said this the other night in our live. Michelle has made me think a little deeper about Jody Sue because it hasn't always been like that. And the change of her tactics and the change of her statements from the beginning, if I was right, that's her only goal. And yeah, maybe to get just, notoriety and the clicks and views, which she accuses everyone else as being interested in. Dukes, Jen and I just discovered the other night that YouTube closed caption understands Jody Sue. It was game changing. We clicked, we were like, we can't understand. Jen's like, I can't listen to this anymore. I'm getting a headache. And I said, hey, wait a second. What if we click closed caption? And I did. And every single word got correctly translated. It was the wildest thing. And we actually understood what she was saying. And it was just, it's weird watching her and being able to understand every single word. Almost. Sometimes it got it wrong. And it's not to make fun of Jody Sue for mumbling. She says many times that she had things happen. I think it was cancer that have caused it. And the speech impediment, she calls it. 6'11", dude. Are you freaking kidding me? I didn't realize you were that tall. Holy crap. Wow. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm going to get one from both Ernie and JSB probably after this. So whatever. Well, it'll give you all entertainment. You can laugh. But yeah, it's not, I don't know if it's her fault, and maybe it is a disease-caused impediment. But there are times, I'm just going to say this because a few times I've listened carefully, and there are times when she is clearly not taking the time to say things clearly. The mumbling there's no way that level of mumbling is a speech impediment. I have never heard a speech impediment that sounds like that. Like speed talking, mumbling, saying half words. You don't say half words when you have a speech impediment. You incorrectly say the word. You know what I mean? So I don't know if. Anyway, let's just watch this video. I'm going to shut up now. I have too many opinions that I shouldn't say. Sorry. I just shouldn't say it because I'm going to get in trouble. But yeah, she did. She had thyroid cancer. It's very possible that some of it can be caused by that. That's not nice. Be nice now. All right. Michelle After Dark.
I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video.
I'm going to skip the intro. I think she does. Yeah, she does this whole Battle of Beach Creekers. I'm not going to make fun of it, but I don't like it personally, that section. It's kind of demeaning to locals, but again, I love Michelle After Dark, and I love what she said, what she does. I love her analytical mind. I just don't like the intro. That's all.
Search parties here and probably us privately. I'll talk between each other.
Oh, so it was June 15th, 2021. And around 6:09, when she was heading down from her cabin, down her driveway, she heard.
You have to be female to figure things out? Seriously? Who had understood? You have to be female to figure things out? Are you saying you have to be female to be analytical? Interesting. Okay. I'm live. You want to come? Okay.
Them shouting for Summer. So at that point, she realised Summer was missing and she joined the search. Okay, well, this is what Jodie Sue said just 2 days after Summer went missing. This is June 17th, 20.
Now, this did blow. This was a little bit surprising to me because I've seen her more recent stuff. I've started listening. I'll be honest, you guys, I have recently started listening to Jodie Sue's videos. I have. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because she's gotten attacked by some other people, and it's what Fred McCoy said. I guess that drew me into watching some of her responses, and I started getting like drawn into some of the things she's been saying. It's weird. And maybe it's the psychological aspect of it. Like I see this paranoia, very deep paranoia, this dark, definitely anti-religious, which is her right. She doesn't have to be religious.
Tell them about the trick of using closed caption.
I told them about the closed caption. Jen. The psychology has drawn me in, and I watch her more to see her every glance behind her back when a car comes by. I find that fascinating. Her talking about a secret local group who's after her and focused on her and wanting like doing things to track her. It's so strange. It's so strange, and there's so much abnormal psychology about her that I am becoming so fascinated with that aspect of it. It's not so much what she's saying, it's her behaviors and how she's saying it and what she's doing. And what Michelle covered here was like showing that it hasn't always been that way. She's been acting a little different. She acted different at the beginning, and I that's why I found it interesting.
21. Summer is still missing. Please help and keep sharing her pictures and her info. And this was before she turned on Don and Candice. This was well before.
Sorry, Jen, did you have a thought?
I said it could be rugs.
Do you think? I don't think she does rugs.
Okay.
I don't. Drinking, maybe. I really don't think she does rugs. I don't know. She doesn't seem like the type.
At one point.
I don't think so. I don't think she does rugs. I just think she needs them. I think she needs medicine.
Yeah, I agree.
That would make her much better.
I agree with that.
Am I saying, is that because of what I just said? I apologize. Jen and I are having a side conversation here. All right, let's continue with her this past video of what she said back then. What did I say? Did I say something really bad? What did I say? That I don't think she does rugs? That she needs medicine? Okay, I'll shut up.
Before she was on YouTube, you know, she talks nightly now on her YouTube channel for hours and hours and hours. But at this point, she was doing Facebook Live.
About what? You guys, I can clarify. I don't know what I said that's like blowing people up. I don't think she does rugs. I don't. What? I do think she needs medicine. Is that what I said that's blowing people up? What did I say? What did I say? No, she doesn't do. I don't. You guys think she does rugs? Come on now. I don't think so. Was it because I said she needs medicine? I mean, everyone kind of sees that, I'm sure, right? You think she does? I don't know. It's because I said that she. I don't know. Okay. Anyway.
This is her talking about how well loved Summer was.
What did I say?
Summer's still not home. Y'all keep your eyes and ears open. Please keep going to the websites and sharing her picture and her information. Know that half of what you're hearing and seeing, especially these dumbass comments and conspiracies, because I looked for all of 3 seconds today online, and I mean that. It was like a quick whoop with the news conference they were doing. I was like,
Man, you guys really think that she does? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Definitely pot, maybe, I suppose. A little bit of weed.
oh, hell no.
Wow.
News conference had more accurate info. That was all fun and dandy, but people in the comments section are just, it's already this person's shit and that person's shit.
So maybe Michelle was being sarcastic because I still think she's being mean in this video. Like, she's still her nasty self. She wasn't being nice. She was defending the Wells. Well, Andy was growing the shit, so she had to be, that was plentiful, right? She was actually defending the Wells. That's the one difference. But she was still mean. Like, she was still being nasty. She, from the very beginning, was attacking every single person who talked about Summer's case. So I didn't see many differences from this first video to what she says today. She's still saying the same things, except she was defending the Wells back then, and that was interesting to me. I don't know. I didn't see that. Snorting something? Seriously? Wild Bill said that about Ziggy too, but that wasn't true. Oh, yeah. We probably shouldn't go there. Real ICU. I think that may be some of the cause of it all. If you know what I mean.
Well, so-and-so's sisters disappeared, and that, shit started last night with search parties
really?
here, and probably us privately. I'll talk with.
Well, even today, Bad Log Files, some of the videos I watched recently, even, she, all of a sudden, I'm not kidding. Some of the lives she's done recently, all of a sudden there's like 10 minutes of silence while she's staring out the window or doing something else, and the camera's just running. It's weird. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I've heard a lot about the history, so that's why I kind of am interested in the psychology, because I know what that kind of history can cause in a person. And if it's unmedicated, it can be really scary, and it can be severe. And I feel like it could be severe.
Each other.
Oh, so it was Geordie Sue and her crew who were overheard talking about the Wells and the fact that Candace has a sister that is missing in Wisconsin. She's been missing for years and years and years. So that was the searchers overhearing Jody Sue and her crew talking. Interesting. So where have all these rumors come from originally?
And the searchers who'd heard us all talk, I don't know who the fuck heard that from where, honestly, but I was told that it got out last night at Mount Carmel. Either way, I'll tell you, the fucking two things ain't connected, and they're like 2.5 decades apart.
Well, not quite 2.5 decades, but yeah, the two are not connected.
Everybody's trying to make it like it's a fucking I mean, look, I ain't the police, I'm not the feds, and there's more agencies here than you can imagine, but I'll tell you just from my personal opinion, parents are not involved.
Has she always said that? From what you guys, those of you here from the beginning, so this was an early video. This was an early video. June 17th, a few days after Summer disappeared, she's saying, parents aren't involved. Parents aren't involved. Parents are not involved. She repeated it several times during this live. And I hadn't seen this one. And that shocked me because I've seen the more recent videos where she's been going after Dawn like crazy, talking about Knoxville trips and all of that stuff. And so when did it change? When did the change happen? When did she start saying there's involvement and there's maybe the Wells aren't innocent? In this 2 days after someone went missing, she was saying, nope, parents can't be involved. There's no way the parents are involved. Yes, she was blaming Andy. That's right. Early on, right?
If you were there, you'd understand. Either way, the comments in 3 seconds on that fucking stream pissed me off so bad that I'm on fire. But I'm going to temper my tongue and I'm not going to say much. It's pointless anyway. People are going to believe what they want to believe. Summer is loved, cared for. Neighborhood loves her, cares for her. Her parents and brothers love her. We all want her home. Feels a little empty without hearing her little giggles today. And, and her playing at the top.
Now I did see the later videos that she made where she was talking about, well, people were playing the earlier Facebook videos where she was talking about how annoying the sound of the kids was, her saying she was going to blow up the creek. I've seen those. She is right. Yes. Very clear. Very clear. That's a really good point, Bad Log Files. I have no problem understanding her in this video at all. Zero problem.
Her hill, from my hill, I hear her every day. And usually see her at least once. And it's a little empty. And
oh, interesting. After a video where JSB talks about Dawn in the shower, things changed. If I'm incorrect about the catalyst, that could make sense. That would make a lot of sense. If she didn't know about it and she learned about it from, whoever first revealed that about Dawn taking the shower thing, yeah, I could understand why her gut reaction would be disgust and horror and turning on Dawn at that point. That would make a lot of sense, given her psychology.
I can't imagine what her mom and everyone through. I can see it written on her face and talk to her. I mean, this is hell for any parent. I can't imagine. And I mean, this is a fucking nightmare to us, and so I can only imagine them. But this isn't right. And for one of our own to be gone from the creek and on that road especially tells you something about what the hell's happening in there and what's changing. Definitely had some of the stuff that's not been going on there been going on, like all the fucking properties for sale and all the state shit and all the fucking work crews in there from all over the goddamn country being in there. This would have never happened.
So this is another pattern I did notice, is that she hates outsiders of any kind. If you're not, like I said, born and raised 10 generations from the area, then you're an outsider and you suck. That's a common. Obviously, she was saying that since day one. Also, her attacking YouTubers has been a common pattern since day one. The one thing that I noticed was different was definitely the protecting saying the parents were innocent at the beginning. Tia Twist, I don't know what you mean.
If somebody took the opportunity with all the traffic coming in and out, that would be my guess now. I'm not saying that's fact. I'm just saying my guess.
Oh, and she does say, I don't know if she already said it or she's going to say it, but her saying that this type of thing hasn't happened to children in this area is mostly true. There was that Trent child who did go missing, though. So that was a very similar case, and that it did happen. But again, it's not. She's right that it's not common. It's not unheard of, but it's not common. And even people who know what goes on down there, and even in Kingsport and other areas about the drug world, Carly Trent, thank you. Yes, they attack other people. Yes, there are unalivings that go on. Yes, there are older women, maybe even in some case boys. There's trafficking. There's using people for purposes, that type of trafficking. The children thing, so many people have told me they don't do that. Like, they don't go after younger children. That's not a normal thing. So she is right about that as well, I think, in this video, this early video.
Would be that somebody has taken opportunity, if that's what's happened. And that those things, had they not been happening, she might be where she's supposed to be right now. So, not real happy. This is what you get when you start opening these fucking areas up. And you have people running on across them. Any other day of the week, we could stand there and tell you exactly every detail about the entire day. Not in a million years would I have thought something like this would happen. In that road especially. And if you know Beach Creek and you know my road, you know why I'm saying that. These people online talking about where's this and where's parents, where are watching and blah, blah. Bitch, please. Like, y'all live in the middle of the fucking suburbs and everything else. Your kids play out in the fucking yard in like a half an acre, quarter acre. Your asses are inside the fucking house watching football or off grilling or jerk.
I mean, she's not wrong. I'm going to jump ahead. She's not wrong. I mean, people who don't live out in the boonies don't understand how it is growing up with you when you've got mountains and your backyard is mountains. I grew up like that. I know what she's talking about. Your parents don't really give a crap if you go out in the middle of the woods doing what you want to do, and they don't ask questions. At least my generation, which was Gen X, it's just the way it was. And I do think Summer's parents were like that. They let their kids run wild and do whatever they wanted. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's just the way it was. I agree with her too, that I don't think it was normal for a child of that age to completely disappear out of this area. It was Summer's case. I 100% believe is very abnormal. There's something strange about it. There's something out of the ordinary. There's something not normal that happened on that day. I 100% believe that. I think she's right there.
Broad picture. But, anyway, it can happen to anybody.
Can happen to anybody. Well, in the weeks before Summer's disappearance, Jodie Sue was doing Facebook Live after Facebook Live after Facebook Live talking about property sales because there was a 2.2 acre piece of land that Jodie Sue said was in her front yard that was sold just before Summer went missing. And the very day before Summer went missing, the man who bought that piece of land, Jackie Dobbs, turned up to, see his land. He'd bought it without actually seeing it, which I think is mental, but anyway.
Hey, Trash, good to see you.
He did. Turns up.
The timing of the Jackie Dobbs land battle that was going on right up until the day before Summer goes missing, can either be one of the worst coincidences ever. It's so weird that that was happening up until the day before. You know, you've got that battle going on. You've got them chasing Jackie Dobbs from hotel to hotel in the area, all that drama going on. And then this little girl in that area goes missing. That is weird. That is definitely weird. But it could just be the creepiest timing because a lot of other stuff was going on. She was right. There were tree trimmers. There was traffic going in and out. There was a lot happening. But you can't escape the fact that this land battle and these people who are angry and chasing other people and putting up cameras and fighting about the land and taking down trees was going on right when Summer disappeared. It's a really weird coincidence, but maybe it's just a coincidence. But why? Why? The timing is so weird. Hey, Lisa. Good to see you.
Confronted by Jodie Sue and Andy, who drive him off, and then she comes online saying that she went down every hollow between Ben Hill and Baileyton to try to make sure that he'd gone. She confuses it with looking for Summer, but sure, that was just a slip of the tongue. But that all went down on the 14th of June, and then the day after, Summer disappeared. Are the two things connected? I don't know. I speculated that they might be, but who knows? I've just been watching this. I'm not all the way through, but this is Lisa Kay has something to say, and she was joined on the panel by someone called
The other Rockin' Robin, do you know where Dobbs is currently? I've always wondered about that. If he just, I mean, obviously he didn't buy the land. He didn't stay. I just wonder what kind of story he would tell today about all of this. I don't think anybody's talked to him, right?
Chapstick, who I don't know. I kind of recognize her voice, but I don't know who she is. But she's been putting a timeline together of basically everybody. So it's really interesting. You know, she's got things from Fred in there. She's got things from Jodie Sue in there.
Yeah.
And she's not playing the videos, but she's reading out like the words from the video.
Fucking shit, and none of this would be happening, and people wouldn't be in danger.
Is he in
and I
Georgia?
really don't give a goddamn.
Okay.
Well, you know,
Thank
I
you,
mean,
guys.
I'm radiated currently, so no more babies for me. But too many surgeries couldn't probably help them anyways. If something went wrong, I'd
Wait, Dobbs has a YouTube channel? Are you serious? What's the channel name? Oh, that's wild. I had no idea. Huh.
smother them with a fucking pillow. Besides,
This is a clip that those words come from. She's in a vehicle. Andy.
All right, I'm gonna be
appears to
listening,
in
you
the
guys. I get
vehicle.
it.
I don't
I'm
know
getting.
who's
I'll
in the
be right
but she
back.
keeps
I'll play
turning
this
around.
little clip
I
here.
don't know, I'll speak to someone in the back. Those words are here. I don't know what day this is. I don't know how long before someone went missing this is.
But we got all that going on. Kid's 19th birthday. And then, you know, yeah, that's hitting. And then I keep smelling fresh babies. Yeah, don't even look at me. You heard me. But fresh babies are fresh babies. Oh, you know, I mean, I'm radiated currently, and no more babies for me, but give me surgeries couldn't probably help me anyway, and if something's wrong, I'd smother with a fucking pillow. But definitely, I don't want to have to go through amniocentesis to see what the fuck's wrong, or risks, or whatever, and then abortions and whatnot time after time. So we're going to call it a day, be retired. Both my kids will be grown by the time I'm 40, and I'm going to sell off into a fucking sunset, yo. Besides, ain't no point thinking about babies from dying of cancer. But they sure do smell good. Fresh babies. And when I was 8 months old, they still smell fresh. He was cute. But
That's weird.
it's been a really fucking weird few weeks.
I was wondering that too, Sandy. I'm curious if he still talks about it. Yeah, I know. I saw that clip before about the fresh babies. And again, I guess I can't really say in this case she wasn't acting a little bit high or drunk or something. I don't know. She was being really weird in this clip.
maybe with a tattoo, or is that tonight? Start blending into the rest of my
All right, she talks about a tattoo. But then Chapstick goes on.
He was a cutie. Like, we all need to thank the science teachers and even the weird, creepy ones that wanted to date us, fuck us, marry us, and whatever else. Were your teachers through elementary, middle, and high school for at least teaching?
And as a last word, because there's some
you. Speaking of Marvin, sorry, I got to go off on a tangent, you guys. This is kind of weird. Did you guys know? I'll get back to Jody Sue in a second. Was she holding a knife? What the hell? Why did she have a knife in the car? Is that a knife?
I'm all scatterbrained lately.
Oh, it's her seatbelt. Sorry, never mind. Like I said, I'm a dork. So you guys remember that it might have been PG or someone else put out a video of Marvin Simpson's place. Yeah, thank you. I just realized it looked like a knife in that one segment. Marvin Simpson had a house, and it was at Widow Hollow. It was corner of Widow Hollow at the time. At the time, I didn't put two and two together. Hold on a second. Moon. With the girl walking out of that back building. The Google Street View showed a girl walking out of this back building. It creeped the hell out of me because it was a blonde girl, but she wasn't, I don't think she was quite the right age. But there was a girl walking into this building in the back of the house, and it was a house where Marvin Simpson at one point lived, and it's on Widow Hollow. Do you guys remember that whole thing with Widow Hollow? Let me show you where that is. It was creepy. I'm going to show you Street View. And this girl walking out of this back building on Street View. Widow Hollow Road, Greenville, Tennessee. Please tell me you guys remember this. So, okay. There's Van Hill. It didn't, and it only recently, like today, like this past week, when I was driving down Van Hill, or I might have been talking to Frank about Widow Hollow, because he was talking about Widow Hollow Road intersecting Beach Creek and Van Hill, the intersection, and it just dawned on me. I remembered that past video. The past video was this, where Street View shows. This was all over like YouTube for a week, just like a lot of other things. But this is the house, right? And Street View car drove down in here. This is the house right here I'm talking about. This, if you go straight, okay, this is what blew my mind, is this way is Van Hill. That direction, maybe half a mile down the road, is where the search took place, the Van Hill search. It's that direction right there. Right? I didn't put two and two together. I saw that everybody freaking out about Widow Hollow and Marvin Simpson and this little girl walking out on Street View. And I was driving by the other day toward Van Hill, and I saw the house. And I'm like, holy crap, that's the house that everyone was freaking out about. That's where Marvin Simpson lived. That's where the girl was. And if I'll show you guys the picture everyone was freaking out about. It's over here, Street View. You go turn to the right, and there's the girl right there. There's the girl right there, right? Blonde girl, roughly, what, 12, 13, 11, whatever. I mean, I drove by there today. There's still an air conditioner on that building. There's still, like, someone's living in that building. I don't know if this, and I'm not saying that there's anything to do with summer here. This is what the whole drama was back then. People were saying, ooh, maybe this could have been, maybe this was summer. Maybe she was abducted and hidden in this building back here, right? The usual drama. But I don't, this could be a niece or nephew of Marvin. He owned this house right here. It could have been nothing. but yeah, you guys remember then? So she's right there. She's on Street View. I don't know. I never looked further into it. I never went and knocked on the poor guy's door because I didn't think there was anything to it. But this is just down the street from where that Van Hill search took place. It's weird. It's a weird coincidence. I didn't realize it was this close. I thought it was further from the area. I thought it was somewhere else in Greenville. I didn't realize that this house, where everyone was freaking out, Widow Hollow, if you come to the road and you go down here far enough, you eventually get to, I'm going to get there. It's about half a mile down this road. It enters the woods. It takes a turn. You're going to see Frank's property coming up on the right. No, it just died on me. Hold on. Anyway, down here, off to the right is Van Hill. I don't know. It was weird. I don't know if it means anything. I don't know what it means. It may mean nothing. Why can't I go further? What is going on? Let's exit this. All right, so Widow Hollow right there. This is the direction I was going. And there's the search. That's the search area right there. Just down the road. It's just down the road. There's the property. There's where the search happened. The TBI search. Again, this is how close it is. There's the search property. Just down the road is Widow Hollow, where all that drama exploded and people were talking about this little girl. Any thoughts? Like, is there anything? Does this property, does this girl have anything to do with anything? Is it worth even looking into? Is this just one of those YouTube things that people created for drama? And she's what, like, it's weird. It's weird. So anyway, if I've helped you guys connect that old drama stuff that you might have heard about Widow Hollow, Marvin Simpson, the girl on Street View, well, guess what? It's that close. It's right there. It's right there. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know. It could be nothing. The street, good question. Good question. That time frame was, oh, how do I get to that again? See more dates. February 2024. This is 2024. So this is 3 years after Summer went missing. That's the little shed right there. Go Lily. That's interesting. Goo Lily. So maybe her name is Lily. Maybe it's like a nephew. Maybe it's a family member. I don't know. I blew it off back when this whole drama thing happened and people were blowing up about this. But I just find it weird. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about when you go this way. Where is it? There's one view that shows a guy holding her hand or something like that, but I don't know if you guys saw this. It was just like months ago where people were blowing up about this being one place where Marvin Simpson lived. Marvin Simpson, if you guys don't know, was connected with Fred Hill. Fred had sent me to this Marvin Simpson guy to find the cave in Laurel Run where supposedly Summer Wells was, all that drama. The older gray-haired guy is with a small toddler little girl. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never gone down there. I've never taken that left to go down there. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If it was just drama, if this is just some random girl, I'm not gonna go bug Marvin, obviously. I'm not gonna go bother these people. I don't think that girl has anything to do with Summer's case. I just remember the drama, and then it dawned on me today. It's like, wow, that's right near where the search happened. It was really weird. It was really weird. Back to Jody Sue. I have a photo of the older man with the little blonde girl. What location? Are you talking about the same Widow Hollow drama? Hey, Chapstick. Are you the Chapstick that was on Lisa's? I can't show your comment. Sorry. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Oh. Okay, back to Michelle. There we go. Hey, Ruby, good to see you. We're just kind of random tonight. I'm covering Michelle's coverage of Jody Sue. I have been fascinated by Jody Sue lately. Like I said, I am very interested in psychology of people, people who do weird things. I've always been interested in the psychology of people who believe in conspiracy theories. And man, there's some crazy psychology of people who adopt a belief system. And I've been dragged. I don't know what's drawn me to watch Jody Sue lately, but I'm recognizing some of very abnormal psychology, and it's fascinating me. I don't know what it is, and I think Michelle covered some of it. The transition of her statements over the years. At the beginning, she was defending the Wells, and then it slowly changed over time, and her behavior changed over time, and her lives changed over time.
Flighty and blonde and ditzy. I didn't give a fuck. For the first time in life, I don't give a fuck. But I think we all need to thank the science teachers. Even the weird creepy ones that wanted to date us, fuck us, marry us, whatever, weird teachers through elementary, middle, and high school, for at least teaching some of the science. Because I feel something coming. And these days, you know, we don't talk to taking stuff out.
I feel something coming.
Me too. Tina,
I
me
feel
too.
something coming, and these days, you know, I do what I'm taught to do to take myself out before anything else can.
Thanks for being here,
Before
Chapstick.
anything else can, so I do ride around with shit on me to finish the job in the event that I feel something trying to kill me first.
So I do ride around with shit on me.
So this clip, she starts waffling, just talking to Andy.
You don't remember? I will remember tomorrow, and I might have to shoot too.
Hey, Al Kennedy.
What the fuck was it?
Hey, I investigates. I'm going to talk a little bit about those areas. One of the abandoned properties we were almost going to search was near Fields Road. Well, actually, that shut down Market Deli on Beach Creek. It's like the only Market Deli that was there, and it's abandoned now. And the Fields Road area, I realize there's a lot of there's a church like right near Fields Road, and I realized I can possibly drone that road, Bell Road. What I'm interested in the reason I want to drone myself, although Chris's droning is going to be a lot more intensive and more toward the Ben Hill area. I'm interested in the footprints, like Michelle is, I'll be honest. Because I was watching those, as I was driving by today, I was looking at the properties. You know where Mr. Phillips said her footprints were spotted? And I was trying to imagine being a person walking her behind the ridge line, going toward the Fields Road area, and then somehow her footprint, if you believe the footprints, was on the Phillips property, which was nearer the road. And I was looking at the side of the road looking for why would they take her through the woods and then toward Beach Creek, toward the main road. And I was looking for access points. Did somebody pull over possibly as a handoff at some point on Beach Creek near the Phillips property where that footprint was near the road? Because all the other footprints were behind. They were near Gorley's, like up on the ridge. But then you've got this footprint that's like near the road. Why would they go near the road? Why would they go near the main road unless they were bringing her to a car and there was like a handoff point? That's the only thing I could think of. So today when I was out there, I was looking at the side of the road to see were there any dirt roads coming down? And there are actually a good number of dirt roads coming down out of the hills toward Beach Creek Road. That could, maybe that's an explanation. I don't know.
Important. Oh, you suck. It was important. It wasn't the last one. I forgot it. And I don't remember.
And then I've cut the clip off there, right? I've got all these from Geordie Sue's.
The end of Fields Road is a gate. You eventually get to a big gate, and that gate blocks the path that goes to Andy's parents' land that goes up Chimney Top. And if you watch one of our videos where we go down Fields Road, both Andy and I, you'll see where he gets out and he goes to open the fence and the lock has changed. And he could not get his dad to give us permission to go up on that property. I wanted to go up Chimney Top that way, but there's a gate at the end. If you go all the way to the end of Fields Road, there's a gate there. And we couldn't get past it, unfortunately. We almost did, but he couldn't. The lock had changed. I would love to be able to go up Chimney Top that way. That would be amazing. But we had to go up the other side from the Fall Branch side.
Facebook, when all of these old videos were still there. I've cut that clip off, but there's a little bit more. So she must come back and say this.
The job in the event that I feel something trying to kill me first. Hope they ain't got children that wanted a yard because fuck that. And I don't dare one of them little bastards to stick a toe in mine. That's how I'm going to play it. I'm not fucking around. So anyways, I don't even like other people's fucking kids. And I think that the thing I don't want to hear is that goddamn shit. I don't want to hear the fucking kids crying and screaming and boo-hooing. I will lose my goddamn shit.
She did say that. It is creepy. I have to admit, that is creepy. Yeah, I know. That's just a part of the psychology. She's above the rules. She's above the law. She can talk about Summer all she wants. No one else is allowed to. I agree. Party in the box.
And I guess if they have kids, it's even better that they realize that their kids are going to fall off that goddamn cliff. Think about that. What's going to happen if they have nowhere but that cliff? If their poor kids try to light the door and they're off. I don't. Anyways.
By the way, I am planning, as I was driving through Beach Creek today, I realized it would be valuable for you all to see it from the air, to see Fields Road, Bell Road, from there toward Ben Hill, all from the air, because it shows the topography. It shows where the ridge line runs, where the footprints were behind Gorley's, near Gorley's, and then followed the ridge, and then they eventually come toward the road. And I want to show you all that from the air. And I think I'm going to spend some time getting some drone footage, and then we'll map out with the drone, the actual drone footage, so you all can see it, not on Google Maps or Google Earth, but the actual land, what it looks like, what the elevation looks like, and where they could have come through the woods and where they would have headed toward the road, to see if it makes sense where they could have come to the road, where those footprints allegedly near the road were spotted. I'm going to try to map it out, and we'll try to overlay it with where her footprints were found, allegedly.
Yeah, this shit's getting weird. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'll burn the goddamn creek down. I'm going to start some shit. I'm going to burn the goddamn creek down.
Yeah, gonna burn the goddamn creek down. Wow. I do remember her saying that. This isn't made up. She did say that.
Have
I
you
just
tried?
Cut the clip off.
Have you tried to ask her questions in her chat? I will never post in her chat. There's no way. She'd blow up, or she'd block me. I don't know.
Too soon. But earlier on in this clip, she does say she's going to burn the goddamn creek down.
It's been a rough run the past few weeks. I just want to say about Beach Creek, the more likes are kin to him, but I'm hoping today, because the official sale of that piece was on the 7th. You tell him that I hope it eats that fucking bitch alive. Because they got $100,000
yes.
property, but somebody's got a loan for $487,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Dukes. Kind of showing people where that is behind Gorley's, what it means to split the gap, and then the ridge ends at a certain point, and there are dirt roads that come out of the mountain. Where if the footprint's real, then that means they came down one of those dirt roads.
I built a $500,000 house on that piece that I hope falls off the goddamn bank. I hope her greed eats her and everybody else. Had she taken my offer, which was way over what the fuck anybody deserved and what that property's worth, because unless ours comes with it, it ain't worth a goddamn fuck. And they can't build on it. I just want to make it clear. And she knew. Here's the thing. I just want to let everybody know, because I'm just at the point where I'm gonna start shit and I'll burn the goddamn creek down. They knew what they were selling.
Yeah, she's going to burn the goddamn creek down. Well, a child going missing. A child going missing.
Ooh,
Michelle, she can be very nice. She can be very nice. And she was nice about me originally. She's not like me ever since. I found this clip on Crimes, Lines and Lies yesterday. Brooks was playing.
They do, yeah. Michelle Dark, Killer Looks does do a lot of mapping of the area. He tends to incorporate more rumors, speculation than I do, which is his right. I mean, he has every right to just kind of incorporate everything he can. He calls it data. He calls everything data that he brings in. So, it's okay. I tend to throw out a lot more stuff that he keeps and he incorporates just because of the source, but I'm not going to judge him for that. He does a lot of good mapping videos. But yeah, I'm going to try to get some real drone footage so you guys can see what it actually looks like from the air.
Jody Sue. Let's take a listen. This is Jody Sue being nice to me.
In this morning's video from Michelle After Dark, she's puzzling over why Candace would have said this and the other, why she locked herself into, and she's not far off, and it's things I've stated in my videos very early on. And yes, I think the same thing Michelle does. It was to look better than, but also because the CPS visit was the next day.
So she's saying the CPS visit was the next day, so the 16th. Well,
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Dawn said the CPS visit was on the 14th. It was when Summer was on the roof.
Both things could have been true. I know 14th was definitely true. Multiple people have said the CPS visited before Summer disappeared. There could have been a visit on the 16th because the whole thing with the boys started after Summer went missing, but I don't know how soon. So just because one is true doesn't mean the other can't be true. There could have been a follow-up visit, especially if the daughter goes missing. So
the CPS turned up and cleared them. So there's that, but Jody Sue could well be just mistaken here. However, she's talked, and I've been saying for a long time I've been missing.
Also because Michelle's not wrong, and it's also something I've stated in my early videos. This has happened prior with one of the other kids, and I think that maybe Candace thought all the neighbors would find Summer like the other one had been.
One thing that's interesting, I just remember this, you guys. Sorry, I realized my camera's been pointing up the whole time. We recently did meet with Dawn and Candace. Chris and I actually had a meeting just to get together, to get to know. I wanted Chris to meet Dawn and Candace because I've been texting Dawn. After the interview he did the on property video with Fred McCoy and Sheila. We did that. We did that the research video on DCS, missing kids, kind of like what's going on in the area. And we started going down the DCS road based on the things that Don kept saying during the discussion with the McCoys, and they were kind of dismissing it, not really paying attention to it. And if you guys watched the video I did on that, I covered what Don said, and then I went down the road of, is there really anything to this? I definitely am not aligned with Don when it comes to DCS. I don't think they kidnapped Summer. However, I did find a lot of issues with CPS or DCS, whatever you want to call them, here in Tennessee. There are problems. There's potential corruption. And so Don did appreciate, he said he appreciated that video. He appreciated that we're at least entertaining the idea that CPS has issues, even though we don't agree that it's related to Summer. And so I set up one weekend, I think it was last weekend actually, Chris and I met with Don and Candace at Wendy's. And we just talked. We tried to avoid Summer, the topic of Summer. We just wanted to talk about what's going on with their situation right now, what's going on in their lives, what's going on with, are they still impacted by what's happening online and all that kind of stuff. And I think it was a really good meeting because I wanted Don and Candace to see Chris personally. There are people who have talked crap about Chris to them and tried to not allow Chris to drone the area, to launch from that area. And I wanted them to meet Chris and see that he is not what anyone, there are people out there who don't like YouTubers, they hate YouTubers, and they're trying to discredit Chris. And so I wanted Chris to have a one-on-one with Don and Candace so they can meet him, see that his heart is in just searching. You could see tonight he just said, like, I'm only interested in searching, don't care about the drama, no drama at all, I just want to search. And so we met with them and had a really good conversation. There was something that Jody Sue said that made me go down that road. Let me just play a little more. So one thing I will share that they told us was, and they said this in the interview too, I think Jody Sue responded, was that Don and Candace claimed that Jody Sue reported them to CPS. And that's what triggered everything. That's what triggered the CPS visit on the 14th. And they said she did that because they were originally investigating her and that she was trying to turn the attention onto them. I don't know what to make of that claim. I don't know if any of you guys have investigated that whole thread. That's the first I heard that there were these back and forth DCS calls on each other. I don't know if it's true that Jody Sue had reported the wells to DCS and maybe she was the reason they were there the day before. That was the first time I had heard that. I don't know if it's true, but it's interesting. I think that's really important. I think that is something we should put in our notebooks as if the trigger for the DCS visit before Summer disappeared really was Jody Sue. I do think that's important. I think that's really important, but I don't know if it's true. I have not been able to confirm that. I would love to know if that's true. I haven't heard anything about that. Lynn Graham. Do you know if Candace Bly, is that what you're talking about? CW was told by Chad he would check Clinch Mountain. Who would check Clinch Mountain? Yeah, well, we're talking to them off camera, not on YouTube. I think the only value that comes from talking from the wells is talking off the record, because on camera there's too much drama. There's no value to that. I think the only reason we are is to do what we do with every other case. We talk to the families of the missing. We get to know the families of the missing. We get to know what they're going through, what they're, and it is different than most cases. Everyone accuses the Wells. Everyone thinks they're guilty. People have attacked Jennifer Santinello as well. People have accused her of being only interested in using her child's case to make money. So it's not a new thing that people attack the parents of the missing, but one thing that's consistent is that we try to work with, regardless, we try to work with the family of the missing. So we're doing that like we do with every other case, but we're doing it off camera, off of YouTube. Whether it helps or anything, I don't know, but that's just what we do. That's the only reason we're talking to them. But you're not going to hear any drama coming from us when it comes to that. But if any of you guys know more about that claim that Jody Sue reported them, and potentially that's why they showed up on the 14th, I'd love to know more. Please reach out, because that to me is really important if it's true.
Timeline holds, then that would be,
Really?
4:30, 4:42 to 6:08, about an hour and a half difference from the time she vanished. I think Michelle and half the world are right. I think Candace did not have eyes on her for that long, had really no clue where she was at. I think it does boil down to that.
I actually agree with Jody Sue on that one, believe it or not. That's been my strongest suspicion, that Summer wandered off, didn't have eyes on her, and that the time frame wasn't as short as 15 minutes or whatever was told to the media. I do think that either something happened with her in the car or she wandered off, and it was only realized when it was too late.
And I mean, honestly, been better off saying that from the get-go to a cop and going, hey, my kid was playing outside. We live in Illinois. That would not have been unusual, quite frankly.
Mary, no, the graveyard's not being looked into, in my opinion. There's a lot of huffing and puffing about searching the graveyard and all that stuff. It's old news. We've talked about Morrison Cemetery way back in the day. We talked about why we no longer suspect Morrison Cemetery as being area of interest anymore, because of all the cameras that have come out that are already on the cemetery that would have picked up any activity on the cemetery. Anything you hear about Morrison Cemetery now on other channels, other videos, is just drumming up interest, drama, whatever. It is all BS, yes.
But I think that she wanted to present the best possible, there could be many reasons for it, but that's always been my theory behind it.
Yes, I agree.
But
Smoky Mountain,
still,
Robin.
because of other things that were said to me in those first.
KFRA 1551, yes, please. That is a case that's very near and dear to our hearts. So if you have any question or information or statement about Layla's case, please do ask.
In the first few minutes, as Candace and I initially made contact at the bottom of the driveway and right there at the creek area, and other things that were said to me that day, the puzzle goes far deeper for me, and especially with what's being done lately as far as that Facebook video chat that happened between Candace.
What's the date of this video? So this is where she started trying to act like she had more insight into the puzzle than anyone else out there. So this is obviously a later video where that all started.
And her wanting me to, and it makes me doubt all kinds of things.
Yeah, I agree, Tina. I do.
There's things I'm still not going to say, touch on the specifics on, but I will say enough to say that Donnie, like, and I hate that because, obviously there's some buzz throwing under there and all kinds of weirdness and abuse on that level, but
so then she started going after the Wells, going after Dawn, the whole Knoxville stuff. So I don't know. It's the transition. This was fascinating. Michelle's video was fascinating to me. Covering the change of story and the change of, I mean, some of you in here even recognize change of speech patterns over the years. It's been really interesting. Yeah, maybe. I think so. Brown-eyed butterfly. I feel that way. I feel like something happened at the bottom of the driveway. That's the spot right there. That's where I believe something happened. And I think she wandered off too. I do. KFRA 1551, I really want to know what your question is. Please do ask it. Because if you're around here, if you're local, if you know the players, we're interested in everything and everyone who knows anything in Layla's case. I feel like there are a lot of people out there who do know, and they're afraid of talking or asking or saying anything. So if you have any insights or any information or anything you want to talk about with Layla's case, please feel free to ask. Yep. All right. So coming up, and I was really hoping we could get that question. I don't know if it's going to come, but I've been live for 2 hours. I wasn't even planning on going live tonight. Like I said, Trevor backed out of this weekend. So we didn't do that, but we covered Summer's case, a little bit of Layla's case. There's a lot coming, you guys. We are doing searches in both cases. Tonight, before I did this live, I was actually working on our next video, which is the Layla search. If you guys watched Sloan Bella, is that her name? The psychic who mentioned a truck stop. The truck stop was close enough that I took interest, and I did search that with Moon. We searched a couple areas, the truck stop and the tower, the cell phone tower area, which is a wooded area. It's really interesting. You'll see Moon at work in that one. The next one after that, we've also got Chris and I going to Beach Creek this weekend, searching the dumping ground, abandoned property. There's a lot that's been going on. And then I'm planning on more research videos too, on patterns, pattern recognition, statistical research, diving more into missing persons cases and trying to identify patterns. I think I'm going to do more of those too. Yeah, we've tried. We've tried. Anytime there's an opportunity for searching for Layla, I don't know what it is about that case. I think it's getting to know Jennifer and Opie so well and how much it's hurting them, and it hurts. They tell you as a searcher and as a person researching these cases not to get involved with the family, not to get close to the family. And we've definitely not done that with Layla's case. We're very close to them and we see the pain Jennifer's going through. Personally, like we personally witness what she's going through, and it's been really, really hard. But I don't think I would do it differently. It's an important case and Layla needs to be found. And it just drives us to do everything we can, whatever it takes to find Layla. Yeah. Yes. Oh, Dukes, the old reading. I mean, it's not a coincidence I'm covering Jody Sue tonight because Sloan Bella's old, very old reading from I think the first days Summer went missing or first weeks was crazy and very creepy. If you guys haven't seen Sloan Bella's Summer Wells video, I'm not promoting a psychic. I'm just saying the amount, the details she knew with what we've seen through the years and the players and just the statements. She knew all this stuff. She knew this crazy stuff early on. It's weird. Her reading on Summer was really weird. And I just, man, if someday if that comes true and we see the image that she was seeing on the news, just watch it. Just watch it. You guys will know what I'm talking about. It's creepy. It's really weird. I don't know that I believe it's going to come true. I don't know if I believe in psychics, but it's really weird. And it's sad. It would be unfortunate if what she said is true. I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight. I got to get to finishing editing the videos. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Eventually Jen will make a live, I think, maybe at some point, but I wanted to pop in tonight. I felt bad about kind of canceling the other one with Trevor because it's been a while. We don't do many lives and it's always fun talking to you guys, chatting a little bit, shooting ideas back and forth. So thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you guys. Your comments are always fascinating. It's very hard to leave. Anyway, I'm going to head out. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. For those of you who are local, who are in here tonight, thank you for welcoming us, helping us with just understanding what's going on in the area, trusting us with your properties and trusting us with your information. We couldn't do what we do without without locals, without people who help us out. No, KFRI, I did not see your question. I was watching for it. Let's talk about, but I have a question about Layla's case. That's what I saw, that you have a question. I'm not sure what you're asking about what we said about Layla's case. If Sloan Bella did confirm things that Jennifer Santinello said was accurate about Layla's life, about what she was doing, with where she was living with her boyfriend, the circumstances around those relationships. Yes. Yeah, it was weird. It was very strange how much she got accurate. If that's your question, yes. Okay. I could stay here all night answering questions. Thank you, Bad Log Files, for being here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ellie. We love you guys. Those of you who we hang with locally, Jen and I really love you guys. We appreciate you so much for standing by us and being with us through all of this craziness. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Love you all. Appreciate you all as always. And we'll see you next time. Have a good night, you guys.